last time?
Bro, it was a Monday evening. I was in the VIP lounge as usual, making sure everything was smooth. The club director came up and he warned me that a super VIP guest was coming, so I should make sure everything was very, very accurate. You know, because of my English skills, I'm usually asked to serve special clients when VIP guests from Europe visit the club. About an hour later, some armed men wearing camo came and fixed me. And this is something that usually happens ever since the war started in Ukraine. Then I was asked to be taken to a closed part of the club together with the director. He told me that I should be very polite and accommodating to this super VIP that was coming. And trust me, usually I have no idea of who I'm going to serve, but this time around I was able to recognize the guest. It was Prinz Andrew from England. I was able to recognize him because I read about him in the magazine. And honestly, when I saw him, I was really, really shocked. At first, he wasn't alone. There were some people with him. However, after a couple of hours, the people left and Andrew was the only one left in the room. Thought the whole party was over. Just then, a guy wearing a uniform entered the room with two little children. I think their ages, from the way they look, would be about 10 or 11, at most 12 years, but within that range. It was a boy and a girl. Andrew started talking to them, asking their names. The girl introduced herself as Alena and the guy Dimitri. Andrew politely asked me to bring something for the kids, so I quickly rushed to go get some cheesecakes, pancakes, you know, the usual snacks for kids. But while I was doing that, I was still confused. I didn't know what kids would be doing in such a place at such a time. I go back with the staff 5 minutes later and I saw something very, very disturbing. The children stood there in front of Andrew, half naked, and they were sobbing, you know, as if they were forced to do something. He tried comforting them and was calming them down from what I saw. He touched them in inappropriate parts. Bro, that day was terrible. Without saying a word, I just left the food on the table and I was rushing out because I didn't want to see any further. About an hour later, I was called back to that room. The children were almost completely naked. They were behaving in a weird way, you know, as if they were drugged or they were drunk. It was just not normal, the way they were behaving as compared to when they were initially brought in. The prince was agitated, his eyes were shining in a weird way. He told me to get the kids dressed. Two guards then came in. One of them gave the prince a nod and they left the room. The other man told me to get the kids dressed, but before then he was talking to the kids in Ukrainian. I didn't actually understand what he said, but all I could hear was Disneyland and Paris. So probably he was asking them if they would like to go there or something, but I can't really tell. The kids were still acting in a weird way. While I was dressing them up, I just told them that everything would be fine. They should stop crying, but they still kept crying, you know. The boy stuck to me. He was just holding me like tight. At that moment, bro, I was so weak emotionally. I nearly cried myself because of the way the kids were acting, but So the uniform guy then told me to follow him with the kids and bring them up to where the helipad was. I came closer and the guy in camo took the children from me and brought them into the helicopter. At that time I saw Andrew and 2 other passengers inside. The guards told me I was free to go, and on my way I heard the helicopter took off. Bro, but if you are there to witness the fear in these children's eyes, the way they were acting while I was handing them over, bro, it was heartbreaking. Unlike you, I've never seen anything like that. Never. So, oh man, the next few days was just terrible for me. I was so down emotionally. I really tried to understand what was going on. I really wanted to know, but I couldn't fathom anything. Man, it was a bad experience to be a part of, because I didn't just understand what the children went through that day and what they would be going through at the moment, and what I could have done. What I could have done, bro, because I was there. Oh man. So, this experience is something I don't wish for anyone to witness, because I'm still traumatized by this. Anytime I see kids with adults at the same moment crying, bro, it just brings back memories, you know. So back in Ukraine, I just packed my stuff and left for Nigeria. I even think it was even a bigger mistake. I shouldn't have left. I should have told someone about it, or I should have told the police, but you know, or even the press. But you know, with these things, because it's someone of importance, usually it just becomes a useless case. But that's been my experience, bro, and I should have done something. I know deep in my heart I should have done something, not even caring what the consequences might be. But that's the story, man. I relive it every day. It's crazy.